This is a course on the Sola Busca. Now we're calling this a reader's course. What does that mean? Well, we do have excellent references on the Sola Busca already. There are many people that sort of talk about, the history and whatnot, and we're going to cover that as well. But I would like to get you to where you can read with it, where you can buy it, where you can check it out, and where you can read with it. I think that's going to be very exciting indeed. So again, this is the reader's course for the Sola Busca. So what are we going to do with this? Well, first off, let's talk about the deck itself. The Sola Busca, I think, was 1491 when it was finished. Now, this was a commissioned deck for a Venetian patrician. And the different trumps and whatnot come from the Republican era of Rome. So these are actually family Roman names. These are Romans from Roman history. And, back in the day, you would actually find that the particular people that you're talking about were well known. So this particular person would be well known. This other person would be well known, etc. So people would actually recognize who the names were from. So the court cards, however, seem to be radically different. Those come from Alexander the Great times. And a lot of the court cards are definitely different from the Roman cards as well. So you do have quite a variety within the deck itself. Now it does have quite a bit of armor, shields, basically, warlike references and whatnot. So you do see that quite a bit within here. But, overall, it is a fantastic deck, and it's going to be pretty cool. Now, a lot of people will sort of want to reference this back to the Rider-Waite Smith, or get this back to traditional tarot, right? And some of the cards definitely do not correspond back to there. So, because some of these are symbolic versus representational. So they have a symbolic meaning to them, and it could be different than the corresponding card that you'll see on the Rider-Waite Smith. If you are interested in getting a different version of this, other than the museum quality Sola Busca Tarot, they do sell that on Etsy. So here is a little link over here for, where to sort of get a deck that has been modified to more match the Rider-Waite Smith system, which I think is pretty cool that they offer that. And that's cool that you can pick that up and definitely read with that if you so choose. So, but for this course, we're going to go for the Sola Busca. Now, that does mean, though, that we are going to be a bit different. So a lot of the meanings that you're going to get will be a little bit different, sometimes even drastically different than the meanings on other, the same cards. So this is the Fool, pretty traditional, but the Magician, for example, is actually doing a Fool type movement where the Magician is pointing and heading that direction and sort of holding the shield off to the side, etc. So the Fool is also moving, but the Magician is moving as well. So again, you have pretty drastic differences in a lot of these cards. Once you get to the Wands, for example, as well, you'll also find that instead of just one card being looking like the Ten of Wands, a lot of the cards look like the Ten of Wands, to where the people are just encumbered or they just have a lot going on. So you'll see that across the board with the representations being a little bit different. But that's okay, right? We're going to go into that. Now, keep in mind that this is my particular interpretation of how to read with this. So what I want to do is get you from start to finish into a system, into where you can read with these. So let's take an example here. Let's go into some of the symbolism here, right? For this, for example. So some of the symbolism for this one would be the crow. So we were going to talk about the crow and what the crow means and whatnot. So let's talk about some of this symbolism that we have. A quick example for, for the fool. So we have, obviously, the crow. So the crow has representations of death, the afterlife. The crow is also actually pulling his skin. You can see there the skin is actually being pulled off. So the crow has a pretty good grip there, not letting go at all. We'll sort of discuss how the crow plays into this card and what you can derive out of it. Now, the next obvious symbol is going to be the bagpipes. So the bagpipes over there, you'll notice that he's not playing the bagpipes, but he still has it ready to go, sort of showing this preparation and whatnot. So it's another interesting piece of symbolism as well. And lastly, let's look at the boot. The boot on his right foot, or the shoe on his right foot, is sort of hanging off. It's sort of about to fall off. It is well worn and well used. This is not something where these are, brand new. These are a lot of travels, a lot of journey. And you notice the rocks below him as well, sort of indicating a rough journey. And, all of these symbolism pieces go together in a type of puzzle. So again, the Fool has radically different symbolism compared to, the Rider-Waite-Smith. You don't have the cliff, you don't have the dog, instead you have the crow. It's a lot of different things going into here. So again, we're sort of looking at redoing some of the Rider-Waite-Smith stuff and coming up with our own system. So again, that's where I'm at. So I don't really know how many people will watch the video, so hopefully we get enough views to where it's worth it to keep going. But I'm very, very interested in getting the Sola Busca out. I mean, I would like to see people actually reading with it, trying it out, and, seeing where it goes. I definitely think it is more than a collector's deck, which obviously it is. But yeah, so let's dive into it. Again, we're going to use some reference materials, but for the most part, we're going to come up with our own system and see how that goes. So please join me in the Sola Busca course. This is the introduction. Coming soon, we'll do the first video and cover some of the trumps. And if you like this idea, please hit like and subscribe. It lets me know that you want to see more videos like this. So, I'm going to go by views and likes to determine just how far we'll go with this. So please hit that like button if you would like to see the entire deck explained, if you would like to see sample readings and all of that good stuff, so you too can have fun with the Sola Busca. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next video.